Hello, welcome to Enemies Album Club. I'm Leonie Cooper.
I'm Dan Stubbs.
And we're going to talk about some albums that are out this week, today.
Generally this week.
Yeah,
one old one.
One classic that you are madly in love with.
Well, I don't know if I go that far.
I think you really fancy the album, the classic album this week.
Sort of fancied it.
Yeah. If you saw that album in a bar, you'd go up and be like,
go up and chat out.
Hey.
Well, it's exotic, it's French, and it's,
and 20 years old, so it's fine.
Well, yeah.
So the first album we're going to be discussing today is out today. It is by the man who was on the cover of NME this week.
He's all over our boink.
It's Craig David.
All my friends think I'm crazy. Maybe I've lost my mind, but put my heart on the line for you. My heart on the line.
So the album is The Time Is Now.
Yeah.
This guy, it is his 7th album, so 18 years after Born to Do It came out.
Yeah.
I think people forget how massive Born to Do It was as well. It's on like 8 million copies. It was the fastest selling debut by a male solo artist in the UK for a very long time. I think probably then Ed Sheeran probably toppled him or something.
Yeah.
But Craig David was massive. And he's still only like 37 as well, so that came out when he was 19. So 7th album, here it is. It's been a weird kind of comeback for Craig because he was massive in the year 2000. And then he sort of went to Miami and started working out all the time.
Yeah.
And became like, just posted pictures of like, was it Eat Clean, Train Dirty?
And he grew this
got really ripped.
It looked like a map of the world on his stomach.
Yeah.
It was brilliant.
And then there was all the sort of like the Bo Selector stuff that
that came before this, I think. Yeah.
Okay, and is that maybe why he was like, I can't get out of this country? But he's made this kind of slow but steady comeback over the past few years. He was doing this DJing thing, and I'm not sure, but he's sort of cool now again, isn't he? Yeah,
I mean, like, I think his story is brilliant. Like, so yeah, he was massive at the time. I wasn't that much of a fan of Born to Do It era.
Not even that. That's me doing the album cover.
He was like he was everywhere. The Bo Selector thing, obviously, like he was very sort of, but he was lampooned with that. He could easily have just disappeared, but like he's come back with this kind of he's pop's R&B sort of great renaissance man, isn't he? He's kind of come back with these brilliant live performances. He does his DJ sets thing at the what are they called?
Is it TS5?
That's it, yeah.
Which just makes me think of Terminal 5 at Heathrow.
Yeah, I should have got that right. But, so he does these brilliant DJ sets. He's been kind of. This is like the second album of his sort of renaissance period.
Yeah, the last one came out about 2 years ago, and he does like Glastonbury. Was it last year or the year before? Like one of the biggest crowds.
Yeah, like he's Mr. Glastonbury. I think
the whole weekend. He is a proper like entertainer that everybody like. Nobody hates Craig David.
No, I think there's a certain like nostalgia for him from people who remember him the first time, and then he's seen as a kind of a bit of a godfather figure for younger people in the scene, and then kids are kind of getting into him for the first time as well. So he's really at this amazing point in his career where he's just, and you can tell that he's just thinking like. This is brilliant. Like,
this is great.
Like his sheer joy at what's happened to him is part of what's great about Craig David.
Because there are so many people from that era who that hasn't worked out for as well.
Totally,
to be this big, like 18 years after you were massive, is quite rare, especially for someone who's not kept it up. Like a band like U2 or something. Sure, they've kind of kept the trajectory up or at least leveling out. But most people have their little spike and then vanish into the wilderness. But Craig is back, and just killing it right now. So this album is him doing his sort of take on what's hot.
On literally everything.
What's hot right now. So there's Heartline, which is his tropical house number. Yeah. There is, he's just got Bastille in for a song called I Know You, which sounds like just basically a Bastille song, but a little kind of...
I think that's good because it sounds like half and half. I think that's a good collaboration.
Well, it's weird, like Craig David does his bit and it sounds like a Craig David song, and then Dan Smith from Bastille comes in and like, oh, we're in a Bastille song, and then you go back to the Craig David song.
And then someone does this, no, you. Like,
it's like you doing that.
Sort of like deep voice guy who's on every song at the moment. No. I can't go that deep, but
there's like his.
I don't know who he is, but
we need to find out. We need to interview
he's like
him.
The X Factor voiceover
cover
guy,
next week.
Yeah.
There's his Despacito one. There's this like Latin sounding one where he talks about senoritas called Brand New. Yeah. There's one called Going On, which is Drake.
Yeah.
Just him doing a Drake song. And there's my favourite is possibly For the Gram, which is like just a really sexy tutorial on how to use Instagram.
Yeah, but it's a bit like, oh, Dad.
It's like, oh,
why have you signed up to Instagram? It's a bit like that, isn't it?
And Kate Chinada's on here as well. We're producing, so he's a great Canadian guy who produced, what was that album? It was called 99.9%, the one that came out a couple of years ago. So he produces a track called Live in the Moment, which is this old school funk soul number which is probably more, there's like the most kind of old school sounding thing on the record, the most throwbacky thing, because everything else is so contemporary. But sweet, isn't it?
I just think it's dead fun to listen to. It's good. It's like, yeah, it's unashamedly kind of like doing a little lap of everything that's in at the moment. But then it is called The Time Is Now.
The Time Is Now. Live in the moment.
And
that's what he's
the cover of
he's
it
doing.
is him stood inside a clock to hammer that home.
Well, you know, this is how our feature opens as well. For the past 2 years, maybe 3 years, Craig David's been wearing a watch. Just on the face, it just says now.
Right.
And there are no hands.
There you are. Now that is the stuff of
What time is it, Craig?
legend, isn't it? Now.
Time is now.
That is legendary.
So it's a reference to his wrist wear.
Didn't Flavor Flav do that a while ago though? Like,
What was the time? He was like, oh, it's upside down. And
yeah,
then
it's
he'd be
like he said he wore his clock so he always knew what time it was, but then often the clock was.
Oh, what time is it? Yeah, that was.
Right, because
have to wind
got
it.
knocked or something when
Maybe
he was,
digital.
yeah. But yeah, that's great. There we are. The time's now. But yeah, so there's some good guests on there. AJ Tracy's on there.
Yeah. He's done
like,
well.
It's just
like
a dead
it.
fun album to listen to. You just think, oh, what good on you. Like,
Just trying to find the piece in here.
like
Also,
for the gram might be the wire for the sound of the Instagram generation, but you know, apart from that, like it's.
a Cliff Richard mention there. Gosh. And look, if you get this week's magazine, look at all of these pictures of Craig David you can look at.
Have you got bigger since last week or
Don't mention it, Dan. I've put on a little bit of weight, but I thought you weren't going to publicly body shame me there.
No, it's the enemy is shrunk, hasn't it? Look, look how tiny it is.
Weird, isn't it?
Tiny.
Let's talk
It's
about.
a special one-off tiny-ish. Go and get one.
Yeah, it's not going to be like this forever.
It.
If you can find it. What I like about it is it makes my small hands look normal size.
Right, yeah.
I have notoriously small hands.
Yeah.
Let's discuss another album. So,
no, wait a minute, we haven't given it a score.
Oh,
so
okay.
How many of the clocks up to 5 of the clock? Will you give it 5 o'clock? Why? I don't know.
Oh, right, I get it. Okay.
Don't know why I
3
said it like
o'clock.
that. 3. Well, 4.
But I
Come
like
on,
it.
give him a 4.
4 o'clock.
4 o'clock.
Look at that bullying.
Hey.
In the workplace. Outrageous. The next album that we shall discuss it came out last Friday, so you've had a week to let it percolate. It is Ruins by First Aid Kit. Right, there it is, Dan.
Here it is.
Oh, a little unboxing moment.
Oh,
were you expecting
black.
a jazzy coloured
No, I thought it'd
vinyl? Well, the Soderbergh sisters, they're Swedish sisters,
Right, yeah.
are quite classy and traditional, so black vinyl, I suppose, is where we're going to go with that. So First Aid Kit have been around for like a decade now. So they first came out, or first shot to prominence, because they posted a video on YouTube of them singing a Fleet Foxes song in the woods.
Right.
Outside, kind of just in the forest.
That tells you absolutely everything.
It's everything you need to know about this band. And that got picked up.
Until now.
That got picked up by Fleet Foxes themselves, and they reshared it, and everyone's like, blimey, these guys are good. I think they were only like 14, 15 in the video. So they're still, 10 years later, still quite young. So Clara and Joanna, this is their 4th album. Their last one was it Stay Gold, I think, came out like 4 years ago. And this is typical, if you know First Aid Kit, it's still very much First Aid Kit. We're not getting anything new here, but it is just so lovely. And because they are sisters, they have this, when they sing together, their harmony, there's a thing called blood harmony, which is when relatives sing together. And it's supposed to be a different kind of harmony because they're so kind of, they know each other so well and their bodies are so similar. You get this really kind of chilling, incredible sound. So you get it with bands like Haim and the Staves, the Cribs. Yes, the chilling sound of the Jarman Brothers.
The Oasises.
Exactly, yeah. Well, I think people who like sing in a more traditional sense. Yeah. But there is something.
That's good. That
blood harmony is a thing. Also, maybe a good name for like a BBC drama.
Well, it's a good name for a group, which First Aid Kit is not.
Yeah,
that's why I've always ignored them. You might as well call it like Cabinet Under the Sink. What?
Do you know how they got their name?
Rubbish.
Dan.
Terrible name. How did they get the name?
They opened a dictionary and just put an English dictionary.
And I think if you're going to put such little effort into what you call your project, I'm going to put little effort into listening to it.
Wow.
Until now, because this is actually quite good.
Oh, wow, you really
like,
fucking pulled that around, didn't you? God.
It's very FM rock, isn't it? It's like Heart. Heart.
Another Blood Harmony
on
group
point
there.
reference.
Love,
There is a Blood Harmony group.
love Heart.
And Fleetwood Mac.
It's folksy, country, but it's got that FM kind of jauntiness to it. And there's definitely stuff, when they came out, it was very this vintage Americana sound. So kind of Emmylou Harris, they even have a song called Emmylou because they bloody love Emmylou Harris and this Graham Parsons thing and the band. And there's a song on there that has pedal steel guitar called Postcard and it's very woodsy. But they are kind of pushing it forwards a bit and going a bit more up-tempo on this album. I
So
like
while they
it.
were out of the woods, Justin Timberlake's on his way in.
Yeah, he is, isn't he?
They've left him.
Justin's
They've left
with
some
his big
Blair Witchy
jumpers. There's also a song
wicker creations in there for him to look at.
like Blair Witch.
Yeah.
Cool. And there's almost a Leonard Cohen-y vibe on one of the tracks. There's this one called Heaven of a Dress. It's got that. You know when Leonard Cohen does a bit of a mariachi thing?
Yeah, and
which
there's
is
a
nice
trap
too.
song as well, isn't there?
There is indeed a trap song.
Yeah.
There's a Migos sample.
Yeah. So it's good. I mean, the extent of my notes on this says sounds like Heart and Fleetwood Mac. So,
So you've covered that.
really sort of, it really got me going.
If you want to be, well, it's January, so January's quite chill, isn't it? So if you want to just like sit in a lovely leather armchair
Yeah.
like this, have a little Nana blanket on your knees, have a hot chocolate, put the First Aid Kit album on.
Yeah.
So cosy, so snuggly.
It's really good.
It's proper snugs.
Snug, yeah.
Music for snugs into.
How many Nana blankets out of 5?
It's 4 Nana blankets for me.
I'll give it a 3.
Okay, so 7
Unless
Nana
you want to bully
blankets
me
on
into
it.
give it a 4.
No, I'm not like that, Dan.
Okay, all right. That's that then. Next one, I can't say it. What is it?
Khruangbin.
It just makes me think of Krang from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
Just, okay.
which isn't a bad thing.
No, well, the name it means airplane in Thai.
Right.
Apparently.
You speak Thai?
No.
Right. Do they speak Thai?
They're from Texas.
Is this... There's
So-
a raging debate, isn't there, about something called cultural appropriation?
There is indeed.
What?
But I feel
happened?
I see this band as more being like a kind of crate digging, sampling band.
Yeah.
Like
I'm not
if
saying that,
Giles
I'm just-
Peterson was a band.
I just think we need to address the elephant in the room here.
Well, here they are. This is Khruangbin.
The Texan.
Well, they're based in Austin, actually.
Right.
To be fair, I don't
That
know.
is in Texas.
It is. It's the best bit of Texas.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've been. It's the live music capital of the
Oh, yeah, I can't
world.
speak for the rest of it. Of Texas.
Houston. I went to Houston once. It was
Right.
very hot.
It's a good thing. Anyway, they're from there, but they sound like a Thai funk band.
Basically, well, that was the idea on the
They're
previous
like
album.
one of those Irish pubs that has a Thai kitchen in it, aren't they?
Possibly, Dan. But in Texas.
But yeah,
But that would be there, wouldn't it?
yeah.
Yeah. So their debut album came out in 2015. It's called The Universe Smiles Upon You, which they would do, like, they're proper people who geek out over music. And obviously they discovered this kind of obscure Thai funk sound and they created this kind of, all these kind of soundscapes and this instrument is kind of deeply instrumental.
Forgot to do words, didn't they?
There are no words.
Yeah.
Dan likes words.
I don't like them that much.
Words.
I just was.
Yeah, when are they going to
I
start
think
singing?
that if you're gonna not have words, then like it should have a really strong melody line, like the Shadows or something.
Yeah, but these guys sort of
That's
like
my
more
second
of,
Cliff reference
God.
of the day.
These guys are more of a jam band. I see it like that, and they just
Right.
sort of just
And here,
getting into the groove.
No, you've fallen into my trap.
Okay, you don't like
There's
jam
not a
bands.
single British person that likes a jam band. This is an American thing. You've lived in America, and that's where this came from.
I like them because I think they create just a lovely
Jam bands are for like
Grooves.
going
Just don't do
to
that.
some kind of terrible American festival and listening to some band play for 4 hours, and there's someone who
They
is
don't do
wearing
the-
a Grateful Dead t-shirt next to you.
Oh my god, this sounds like the dream.
Yeah.
Are we at a fish gig, Dan?
We might be, yeah.
Hells yeah.
But anyway, having said all that, it's alright, isn't it?
So these guys, this is their second album.
Pleasant.
It's more they got into Iranian funk from the 70s.
Right.
I mean, who doesn't? Who doesn't love Iranian funk from the 70s? And they're just bringing that all in, all these different sounds. It's just so vibey. In fact, someone plays the vibraphone on this album,
Right.
which is proof of literally how vibey it is.
Yeah.
What the vibe's like. Oh, I know, on track 7 and 4. That's what people would say. I saw
Yeah.
them play last year at maybe the American festival that you might be discussing. I saw them at a festival called Desert Days, which is
Oh, okay, right.
like that.
That's exactly the kind of
And
thing
they
do,
dropped a really sweet instrumental version of Nothing But a G-Thing by Dr. Dre.
Okay, that's good.
I just think they're brilliant. I just think they create this wonderful sound, and I like them a lot. There's a disco song on here as well, Dan. You like disco, which is called Evan Finds the Third Room.
I like disco.
You like disco? You like the 70s.
Do I? Okay.
Dan, you're known as 70s Dan in the office.
That's absolutely not true.
Maybe behind,
Okay, I like disco as
maybe,
well.
maybe behind your back, you're known
I
as
mean,
70s
the
Dan.
whole album sounds exactly the same from start to finish, so I don't know what you're talking about.
It doesn't, Dan.
It's just a
Dan,
sort of
it's
wash.
evident that Dan... Yes, it is. It's just a wash.
It's just a wash of like...
Okay, what we've discovered here is Dan likes very set tunes with verses and choruses.
Don't make
And
me
I'm-
out to be an idiot. 'cause it's like-
And I'm more into just letting it slide.
Right, okay,
Just pop
yeah.
this on.
So it's my fault then. I liked it anyway. I just thought, where's the words and stuff?
There
They
are
do
words.
one with words
There's
on
a
it,
bit
like-
where they go,
Yeah, this one's got a bit of a hay on it or something like that, isn't it?
yeah, I'm just...
The cover looks like a bit
Just so
like
into it.
Stonehenge, but it's not. It's made out of animals. Isn't it?
It's Cowhenge, isn't it?
Cowhenge. That's a great. If this album was called Cowhenge, I'd be so much more into it.
It's not though, is it?
Khruangbin.
Khruangbin. I'm going to give it...
Well, no. How many
Oh yeah, come on, this is your job to think of the obscure...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles out of and plus Splinter out of 5? Are you gonna give it?
I mean, you think this is obscure? That 4.
4.
Yeah, I really like it.
It's a 2. Khruangbin.
Khruangbin. If you like sweet, sweet grooves, get it. If you're more like Dan, more kind of a stick in the mud,
More plebby.
old tradish, verse, chorus, verse, then go with this guy. What else?
Oh dear. Never noticed at the time, Leonie, how horribly pixelated the cover of this is, but it's our classic album.
That is low res.
Low res. It's Air, Moon Safari. Now, aside from the fact that our eyes see in higher definition than they did in 1998 when this came out,
Yeah.
20 years ago, it's the album itself.
Removed from the protective sheath. That doesn't happen often.
You can tell it's in the private collection. 'Cause it,
Yeah, from the
it
private
comes
collection of Dan Stubbs. He
look.
takes care of his records.
Oh, do you know what? It's actually a bit scratched.
Oh, good lord. Put it back in the sheath.
Yeah. Moon Safari. So this came out 20 years ago, and we'd had a lot of the old Britpop.
Oh,
A lot
gosh.
of "Oi!"
Rowdy,
sort of stuff,
shouting,
yeah.
Fred Perry, cans.
A waft from across the channel.
What is that coming across
came
the channel?
this
So cool.
Sophisticated,
So Gallic.
modern twist on 60s easy listening.
Yeah, it's a proper lounge record, isn't it?
lounge
But somehow
But-
not shit.
in its silent, in its gentle wake.
Yeah.
Came a torrent of chill out album shit.
Oh god, yeah.
Yeah.
There's so much to answer for Moon
much to
Safari.
answer
But
for.
Moon Safari in itself
Yeah.
is a deeply good record. But it's one of those things, it's kind of hard to listen to it now without just kind of dinner parties and all, and the fact that it was just on loads of like cookery programs,
Just
like
makes you think.
Nigella just whisking something to like, all I need's a little time.
In the
That one.
sliding doors world where this didn't get made.
Is that on the Sliding Doors soundtrack?
Probably.
Probably.
We never would have had to endure 07. So
Who are that covers band who do everything in a really chilled out way?
they also
Nouvelle Vague,
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
It's that sort of stuff. It's all their fault. But this is a great record, isn't it?
But this was, I think, probably thanks to things like Daft Punk Homework came out the year before, didn't it?
Well, they're sort of like the flip side, the same coin, aren't they?
Yeah.
Daft Punk, the kind of rowdy
Night Out
electronica.
with Daft Punk.
And then
Back to Air's place for some jazz cigarettes. Perhaps a
a snog.
Moule Marinier.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Snog and muscles.
That's all right.
Yeah. A French kiss, maybe,
Yeah.
as it's traditionally known.
So Daft Punk had got big, and the people were kind of going over there. Phoenix actually was discovered around the same time, I think. So
Yeah.
I think probably some kind of bright sparks in British record labels realised that France existed, and maybe there was some stuff happening there.
Yeah,
after
loads of
many
stuff
years,
happening
'cause
there.
people were very sniffy about
French music. I suppose Sacha Distel and stuff like that. I suppose Serge Gainsbourg is probably the only person who, like, France is, you know, innately cool. But name another musician apart from Serge Gainsbourg who managed to kind of cross over.
Yeah. So it's good.
It's difficult.
And it is a brilliant album. Like, it's got some really great songs in it. Sexy Boy is here.
That is good.
Kelly Watch the Stars.
That is also good. You know, I like the more chilled out, the more kind of ones on the fringes of folktronica.
Right, okay. Yeah.
So All I Need and You Make It Easy.
That was a very nice song, You Make It Easy.
So nice. Isn't it? It's just really
nice.
It's just nice. Oh, I'm going to have a dinner party tonight. And I'm going to put that on and make a fondue.
A fondue, right. Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah. But yeah, it's great, really. But they never really managed to do another one that was people liked as much as this.
No, they do like the Virgin Suicides soundtrack.
They didn't. That was actually brilliant. Yeah,
that's very good.
Yeah.
But I think they
Playground Love was on that.
I feel like when was their last record? Did they just make a shit ton of money for this and just think, done, cheers, thank you very much?
I don't know, really. Yeah, I think they sort of.
Well, their time has
they're still
gone.
going, aren't they? But
do you think maybe they felt guilty about all the shit bands that they inspired and just sort of
they were never like
disappeared?
Because I did see them live around this time as well. They were never like big personalities, were they? They didn't kind of milk their newfound fame or anything.
So they didn't wear big helmets on stage.
Well, one of them wore a cape actually for a long time, which was quite cool.
If you don't have a personality, wear a cape.
And they sung in French as well, so here the lyrics to Sexy Boy are in French.
Go on, read out a little. But Sexy Boy isn't French, so is it?
No.
I was reading an interview with them earlier where apparently they said the fact that they sung in English as well made them sound even more French.
Right.
Yeah.
Because their accents rang through.
It's true. One of them studied astrophysics, and that's why it's called Moon Safari, and that's why...
Was that the field trip on his course? Or?
I don't know, but that's why they called it there's a song called New Star in the Sky, and...
Yeah. You wouldn't see a lot on a Moon
Kelly Watch the
Safari.
Stars. A Moon Safari. No, it'd be very cold as well.
Very cold.
No kind of atmosphere.
Like this show now.
Dan, how many moons would you give French band Air? It literally says French band Air on the cover. I've never noticed that.
Yeah, French band. But things were simpler in the 90s.
Irony.
It wasn't like, Texan band with a ripping off Thai funk.
Dan's really not into that, is he?
Gonna give it 5 moons. 5!
4 moons from me.
Wow, it's the album of the week. Not this week.
It's the album of the week in January 1998 when it was born. 20 years old this month. Yeah. Happy birthday, Moon Safari. We'll be talking about more records next week, won't we, Dan?
Including probably Migos.
Migos, which has come out today, but it's almost 2 hours long.
Yeah.
And we have work to do this morning, so I haven't had a chance to listen to it all yet. It's playing in the office right now.
Isn't it? Yeah. So Migos and a couple of others, no doubt.
No doubt, probably Justin Timberlake as well.
That'll be it.
That'll be it. We've spoiled it for you. And a classic, which we've not yet researched.
Yeah, you'll probably try and find some sort of Bruce Springsteen or Fleetwood Mac album that came out.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah. So for this, that's it.
That's it.
Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Bye.